coming forward on a Tai Chi walk, okay? Remembering that we need to exaggerate our movements that are going zigzag, and as a result, the movements that are going forward are also exaggerated, okay? Hands at your waist, drop the shoulders. Twist with your right heel, walk in that right zigzag position. Shift your weight out on an L, move the energy from the back foot all across to your shoulder and out, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, twist to the left, hips in that direction, heel, turn the hips and waist, flatten down, bow. Sit back, sit down. So the further you can sit back, the more energy you can now use to go to the right zigzag, heel, turn the hips and waist, move the energy, bow stance. Remember to sit back and sit down fully. Twist to the left, zigzag, L, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. So in each situation, we are trying to draw out and stretch out those movements because we know that over a period of time, we have gained more strength, more understanding, more conditioning. Therefore, we are more flexible. We can not only bend a little bit better, but we can hold our stance perhaps for a longer period of time. So that's what makes Tai Chi very unique, very special, in that it capitalizes on everything that our body has if done and practiced regularly. Last one. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to go back to our home spot, okay? Sit back, sit down. Then shift over, turn towards the street, Tai Chi walk back, okay? Dropping those shoulders, twist out, walk in the right, heel out, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, twist out to the left, heel, L stance, turn the hips and waist, straight away, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, zigzag to the right, shift the weight, heel, turn the hips and waist, bow. Don't forget, you can turn the hips and waist, but you need to make that energy move. Sit back, sit down, twist out to the left, heel, straight away, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, walk in the right, heel out on a straightaway, turn the hips and waist, bow. Don't forget, we are still looking for good Tai Chi posture. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, walk in that left, heel, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot to the right, walk in the right, heel, turn the hips and waist, straight away. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, shift your weight, heel, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. One more, sit back, sit down, pivot out, walk in the right, heel, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Okay, now check, knee not be on your toe. Do you have that gap? Are you in a straightaway as if you were in a nice bow stance, bow in the front, arrow in the back? Is your Tai Chi posture good? Or are you arching your back? So remember, you have that index, the pointing finger. If you were to point it up, is that how your back is? Okay, good. turn around. So what I did notice is that you may see yourself in another formation and I may see it in an entirely different formation. So there's a general thing that when you sit back and you sit down, this back goes back a little bit more, which is not correct. So T stance, L stance, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. The back never shifts, no matter what we're doing. The back just stays there. It's your center, okay? And I noticed so that's one thing that you can work on. So you keep your pointing finger there. It does not dip with your back. I'm having a little trouble because I'm not weighted down on my waist. In this position, you know it's obvious that you don't want to come forward. But anything in between, if this is my posture, anything in between is still incorrect. Do not compensate just because you have the outward foot that your back is going to follow it. Your back stays the same, remains the same throughout. Now, the opposite can occur. When you sit back, the back says, or you say, I need to sit back a little bit more. This is not right for me. I feel inadequate. I feel this is not optimal, it's not safe. I need to shift my weight and drill down. No matter what I do, drill down, the back still remains straight, not tipped back, or any other degrees in between that. So that's very important. So how do you detect? Yeah, you can ask someone to look at you. You can ask someone, you can put it yourself on a profile on a mirror and stop and say, am I straight? But also, if you can't do those things and you're good about feeling within your body, you know when you shift and you know that that posture is not comfortable, okay?
Brief moment. To help yourself so that you get the feeling that you're more stabilized, just remember, straight-legged, you're not as centered on your feet as if you drop. Once you drop, you can feel the center of gravity drop to your feet. Similarly, straight-legged here, you come back this way, you don't have the feeling like, boom. You get the feeling that the substantial becomes substantial when you sit back. You drop your knee and you sit back.
So that's another way of feeling it. So what Ken said in a nutshell is that when you sit back, you feel yourself stronger in that back foot. You're drilling down and your center of gravity from here just goes down a little bit more. You feel stronger, you feel safer, but don't start to throw that back, okay? It's small and I can see it, and then perhaps, if you can see it on yourself, then you can kind of fix it up. Not everybody is clear now, so let me just help you. So pivot out on a zigzag. Pivot out on a zigzag means that you're here this way, because you're going to walk in this direction. So what I see is slightly here, but you're so eager to make sure that you're going to go here that this side hip does not twist out. So it's twist L, twist L, twist L. It's not partially twisting, just so that you can go forward. So you have to exaggerate it. So if I can show you from the back, good Tai Chi posture. So I was like this, okay, this way. Twist out, walk in that direction. Heel. If you don't have two hips going this way, you don't have that full range to then come back this way as if it were an exaggeration. Watch again, sit back, sit down. If I weight it down here, I have more energy to twist out. If I'm only partially, I say, I'm saving my knees. It's not going to help you. You need to sit back, and you need to drill down. Then a twist, then zigzag both this way. It's not easy. Heel, then you have that semicircle or whatever you call it to go this way. So it's really not very easy. People do not like it, but little do they know that if you get really well groomed and disciplined in Tai Chi Walk, your Tai Chi will be that much more effective. Okay, so it has to do with what? Shifting of weight, shift again, patterning, moving the energy now. The energy, just because I say to get into an L stance, you just don't turn your hips and waists. But the energy has to come. You stored it so well here. It has to grow from the flat of the foot all the way through here, come across here, through your neck, through your shoulder, and then down. So what I am seeing people do is that they are coming here, they're just turning their hips and waists. That's so different from what you just saw me do. Watch again. Twist, L, turn. Watch a good one. Sit back. Storing that energy. Walking to the left. Heel out. Energy grows and then it flattens. Can we try? 2 sets coming forward, okay? So you want to make sure this time you're not only exaggerating that outward zigzag step, but you're also storing it enough so that you can let it grow from the flat of the foot all the way through your system. Then it will help you with the turning of the hips and waists. Do not rely on just the turning of the hips and waists to make that energy move for you, okay? All right, hands at your waist. Dropping those shoulders, tucking your butt, hollowing your chest. Keep it that way, okay? Twist out, walk in the right zigzag, shift your weight, out on an L. Now, energy moves all the way through the system, and then you turn your hips and waists as it gets into that center portion. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, zigzag to the left, heel, energy grows all the way through the system, and then it finishes off in a bow stance. Sit back, sit down, storing that energy, twist out, zigzag to the right, shift your weight, L, energy, come on, move, and grow, and then come down. All right, now I'm not going to say anything. We're going to do 2 more. You get that sensation and that feeling. One more. Okay, sit back, sit down. Okay, so good. I think you are trying your best. I think that something like Tai Chi Walk is a journey on its own, in that the more time you give to it, the better strength you have, the better understanding you have, the better you're able to train your body to shift the weight, and of course, over time, build that muscle strength, okay? So that's very important. And I don't know if I recall telling you that when we were training with our master, we'd be in a gym, just like the gym back here, and he would make us walk that whole length of the gym. We hated it, but I think it paid off. All right, let's see now. Okay.